Welcome friends. Have you ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., your mind racing with 100 thoughts, just wishing, you could fall asleep? We've all been there. That desperate longing for rest, for peace, for a night where the world just pauses. The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health by Henry E. Parkins isn't just a book filled with facts and figures. It's a gentle, eye-opening journey into something we all take for granted, sleep. Through its pages, you won't just learn about sleep, you'll feel it, feel the pain of sleepless nights, the confusion of fatigue without reason, and the magic of finally getting a night of true rest. This book doesn't speak like a scientist locked in a lab, but more like a friend who understands what it's like to be tired in your bones and still keep going. It connects with the heart, not just the head, reminding us that sleep is not a luxury, it's a lifeline. And maybe, just maybe, you'll come out of it not just sleeping better, but living better. Imagine this: you've had a long, exhausting day. Your body craves rest, your eyelids feel heavy, but when you finally lay down, your mind refuses to switch off. You toss and turn, counting endless sheep, watching the clock tick away, each minute of precious sleep slipping through your fingers. Frustration builds, and you wonder, why is sleep so elusive when you need it the most? Chapter 1 of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health. Understanding sleep mechanics dives deep into this very struggle, peeling back the layers of what happens inside our bodies and minds when we try to sleep. It reveals that sleep isn't just a passive state where the body shuts down, it's a highly active, mysterious process where different parts of the brain and body communicate, heal, and recharge. This chapter invites you to see sleep as a complex orchestra playing a symphony, where every instrument, the deep rest of slow-wave sleep, the vivid dreams of REM, has a vital role. When one instrument falls out of tune, your whole night's rest suffers. It's like trying to enjoy your favorite song but hearing it glitch or skip. This understanding transforms the frustration of sleepless nights into curiosity. Why is this happening? And more importantly, what can be done? By exploring the mechanics behind sleep, the chapter offers a comforting truth. Sleeplessness isn't just in your head, it's a physiological puzzle your body is trying to solve. It teaches you how the body's natural rhythms, brain waves, and even chemical messengers work together to bring you that elusive peace. Understanding this dance turns the problem into a pathway, offering hope that by respecting and supporting these processes, restful sleep isn't a distant dream but an achievable reality. In essence, this chapter turns your struggle into a story of discovery and empowerment, encouraging you to become an active participant in your own sleep journey. No longer just a victim of restless nights, you learn that sleep is a science, and you have the power to nurture it. Have you ever noticed how some days you wake up feeling refreshed and full of energy, while on others, no matter how much you sleep, you drag yourself through the morning like a zombie? It's almost like there's an invisible clock inside you, ticking away, deciding when you should feel awake and when your body demands rest. Chapter 2 of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health, Circadian Rhythms and Sleep Architecture uncovers this mysterious inner clock and the intricate design of our sleep patterns, explaining why sleep sometimes feels effortless and other times feels impossible to catch. Imagine your body as a finely tuned orchestra, guided by the conductor of your circadian rhythm, a 24-hour internal clock synced to the natural cycle of day and night. This rhythm gently whispers to your body when to feel alert and when to wind down. But what happens when this clock is thrown off balance? Think of those jet-lagged mornings after a long flight, or nights spent scrolling endlessly on your phone, ignoring the late hour. Suddenly, that harmonious rhythm feels chaotic, and your body and mind are at odds. This chapter takes you on a journey through the architecture of sleep, the cycles of deep, restorative sleep, and the vivid dream states of REM, each playing its part in healing and preparing you for the next day. When these cycles get disrupted, the result isn't just tiredness, it's a cascade of emotions, frustration, anxiety, and sometimes despair as your body struggles to find its natural flow. But here's the hopeful twist. Understanding this inner clock and the structure of sleep is like finding the secret manual to your body's rhythm. It offers the possibility of tuning back into your natural cycle by making small, thoughtful changes, like dimming lights before bed, sticking to a regular sleep schedule, or even timing meals and exercise. It's not about strict rules but about gently coaxing your body back into sync. By the end of this chapter, you realize that your struggles with sleep aren't random or your fault. They are signals from your body, a plea for balance and care. And when you listen closely, you can reclaim your nights, waking up not just rested, but aligned with the natural rhythm that makes life feel vibrant and alive. This chapter doesn't just explain sleep. It invites you to dance with your body's time, turning restless nights into peaceful, renewing rest. Have you ever wondered why a newborn baby seems to sleep almost all day, while teenagers complain about never getting enough rest, and older adults often find themselves waking up at the crack of dawn? Chapter 3 of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health. Sleep across the lifespan takes you on a heartfelt journey through the evolving nature of sleep as we move from infancy to old age. It's a story about change, struggle, and adaptation that mirrors the human experience itself. Think back to those early days with a baby in the house. The endless cycles of sleep and wakefulness, the unpredictable nights, and the overwhelming exhaustion parents feel. Sleep, for infants, isn't just rest, it's growth, development, and survival wrapped into one fragile bundle. Yet, this phase is fleeting. As children grow, their sleep patterns begin to shift, longer nights, more dreams, but still with deep needs that often clash with the bustling energy of youth. Then comes adolescence, a time of rebellion, not just against parents or rules, but against the very rhythms of the body. The natural urge to stay up late and sleep in clashes with early school mornings, creating a chronic sleep debt that leaves teens feeling foggy and frustrated. It's more than just a bad habit, it's biology fighting a world that demands otherwise. And as adulthood settles in, sleep doesn't stay static. Responsibilities pile up, stress mounts, and even the architecture of sleep starts to change. Nights that once felt effortless can become riddled with tossing, turning, and waking. The body, worn by years of living, calls out for rest but often struggles to find deep, restorative sleep. Finally, aging brings its own set of challenges. Early waking, lighter sleep, and more frequent naps paint a new sleep picture for older adults. It can feel like losing a precious friend, the deep, uninterrupted sleep of youth, and with it, a sense of vitality. But here's the heart of this chapter's message. Understanding that sleep changes with us is not a resignation but an invitation. Each phase brings different needs, different struggles, but also opportunities to adapt and care for ourselves in new ways. It teaches us patience with our bodies and empathy for those around us, whether a newborn waking in the night or an elderly parent struggling to rest. By embracing this lifelong journey of sleep, we learn that no matter the age, restful sleep is possible. It just requires listening to our body's changing story and responding with kindness, knowledge, and a bit of grace. This chapter doesn't just tell you about sleep, it makes you feel connected to the shared human rhythm of rest and renewal, from cradle to twilight. Have you ever felt trapped in a night that never ends? Where the darkness isn't peaceful but filled with restless tossing, heart-pounding, or even terrifying moments of waking gasps. Chapter 4 of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health Addressing sleep disorders dives deep into these shadowy struggles that many face but few openly talk about. It's a raw, emotional exploration of what happens when sleep turns from a refuge into a relentless enemy. Imagine lying in bed, desperate for sleep, while your mind spins with worry or your body refuses to settle. For some, sleep disorders like insomnia sneak in quietly but ruthlessly, stealing hours night after night, leaving a hedge of exhaustion that colors every waking moment with frustration and despair. Others might experience the chilling grip of sleep apnea, where the simple act of breathing becomes a battleground, jolting them awake, gasping for air, breaking the natural rhythm of rest. This chapter doesn't just list disorders, it tells their stories. It reflects the late nights where anxiety grows, the mornings where fatigue feels unbearable, and the constant hope for just one night of true rest. It shows the invisible weight many carry, the toll it takes on relationships, work, and mental health. But it also brings light into this darkness. Through understanding these disorders, the chapter offers a lifeline, hope through knowledge, and solutions that go beyond mere pills. It invites readers to explore treatments, lifestyle changes, and therapies that can restore balance. The message is clear: sleep disorders are not a personal failure, nor a hopeless sentence. They are medical conditions that, once addressed with care and compassion, can be managed and even overcome. By the end of this chapter, you feel less alone in your struggle and more empowered. It transforms the fear and confusion surrounding sleep disorders into a journey of healing and resilience. The night might be long, but with the right understanding and support, peaceful sleep can return, bringing back not just rest, but a brighter, more energized life. Have you ever found yourself lying awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep feels like an impossible gift? You've tried everything, counting sheep, warm milk, even those late-night scrolling sessions that somehow make your mind race faster. But peaceful, deep sleep? It remains elusive. Chapter 5 of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health. Practical strategies for better sleep is like a gentle friend who finally hands you a map out of this exhausting maze. Imagine Sarah, a young professional juggling deadlines, social life, and the constant buzz of notifications. Every night, she craves rest but finds herself wide-eyed at 2 a.m., her mind refusing to quiet down. She wakes up tired, anxious, and defeated, caught in a vicious cycle that slowly chips away at her health and happiness. This chapter feels like Sarah's story, but it also whispers that there is hope, real and tangible, waiting just around the corner. The narrative here is not about strict rules or overwhelming routines. Instead, it gently guides you through the subtle, powerful ways you can invite sleep back into your life. It starts with understanding your environment, not just the obvious like a comfy mattress or a quiet room, but the invisible signals around you. The soft glow of your phone screen at night, the timing of your caffeine fix, or even the rhythm of your evening meals. Each choice, small on its own, creates a ripple effect on your body's readiness for rest. Then comes the dance of timing. The chapter paints a vivid picture of how our internal clocks thrive on routine, craving regularity like a comforting embrace. When you sync your sleep and wake times, even on weekends, your body learns to expect rest, making falling asleep easier and more natural. It's like training a wild horse, not with force, but with patience and understanding. And what about the mind that refuses to slow down? This chapter holds space for those racing thoughts and anxious moments. It introduces simple, compassionate practices to calm the storm within, breathing exercises that anchor you in the present, mindfulness that turns the chaos into stillness, and rituals that signal your brain it's time to unwind. No magic pills, no quick fixes, just real tools that meet you where you are. What truly makes this chapter stand out is its warmth and relatability. It doesn't pretend that change happens overnight. Instead, it embraces the messy, imperfect journey of reclaiming sleep. It acknowledges the setbacks, the restless nights, and the frustration, reminding you that every small step forward is a victory. By the end, you realize that better sleep isn't a distant dream but a gentle, ongoing conversation with your body and mind. This chapter invites you to listen deeply, experiment kindly, and nurture yourself with patience. It transforms the struggle with sleeplessness into a hopeful adventure, where rest is not just an end, but a beginning of renewed energy, clarity, and joy. So, if you've ever felt lost in the dark, this chapter is your candle, illuminating a path toward nights filled with peaceful sleep and days bursting with life. It's more than advice, it's an invitation to heal, one breath, one habit, one night at a time. Have you ever noticed how a restless night can turn an ordinary day into a battlefield? Maybe you woke up after just a few hours of broken sleep, your head pounding, your thoughts fuzzy, and every little challenge suddenly feeling like a mountain too steep to climb. Final chapter of The Science of Sleep and Its Impact on Health tells a deeply human story about the hidden, profound ways sleep shapes our entire existence, and how neglecting it can silently chip away at our well-being. Take Michael, a father of two, juggling a demanding job and the chaotic whirl of family life. Nights filled with disrupted sleep become his new normal. He wakes up groggy, irritable, and with a growing sense of dread for the day ahead. At first, he chalks it up to stress or aging, but slowly, he notices his body isn't just tired, it's hurting. His heart races in moments of calm, his immune system feels weaker, and even his mood swings leave his loved ones worried. Michael's story is all too common, sleep deprivation silently weaving itself into chronic health problems, emotional turbulence, and cognitive decline. This chapter doesn't just reveal these harsh truths, it makes you feel them. It draws you into the intimate connection between sleep and every system in our body, how lack of sleep disrupts metabolism, weakens the immune defenses, fuels inflammation, and clouds mental clarity. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about understanding that every restless night can set off a chain reaction, affecting our long-term health and even shortening our lives. The emotional weight here is palpable, the frustration, the helplessness, and the deep yearning for a solution. But just as the problem feels overwhelming, the chapter offers hope, real, practical, and compassionate hope. It invites you to see sleep not as a passive state but as a vital act of self-care, one that requires nurturing and respect. It introduces the idea that small changes, consistent sleep schedules, mindful evening routines, and creating an environment that signals safety and calm can transform Michael's restless nights into restorative sleep. What makes this chapter truly powerful is its balance of empathy and science. It acknowledges the struggles many face, insomnia, anxiety, chronic pain, and more, while offering a roadmap to healing that's rooted in understanding rather than guilt. The solutions are not one-size-fits-all prescriptions but thoughtful strategies tailored to individual needs, emphasizing patience and kindness toward oneself. By the end, you don't just learn about the critical role sleep plays in health, you feel inspired to reclaim it. Michael's story turns from despair to determination, showing that with awareness and effort, sleep can become a sanctuary again. This chapter transforms the invisible burden of sleep deprivation into a call to action, a heartfelt invitation to listen to your body's whispers, heal the damage, and embrace the restorative power of good sleep. It's a journey from darkness into light, where each night of quality rest becomes a building block for a healthier, happier life. This chapter doesn't just explain the science, it touches the soul, making you realize that sleep is not a luxury but the foundation of everything we are and everything we hope to be. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world and helps me bring more valuable content to you. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your suggestions in the comments about what topic you want me to cover next. Let's keep this journey going together.